And if you're just tuning in, two unlikely mates, celebrity stylist Elliot Garno and Norm Smith medalist Isaac Smith are here to tell you what is what.
Hey, no Utes in the Valet.
You got to put your hat on.
What?
You honestly, you look like hold on, I'm going to take a photo of you and I'm actually going to get Tia to edit. I cannot.
What?
I'm going to get Tia to edit this in to the ones watching. This is what your hair looks like. You got to put your hat on. You look like a cockatoo.
I reckon that's sexy.
You got to put your, well, you know
Nice
what?
bit of grey through it.
Salt and peps.
Have a look at that bloke.
Salt
Who
and
is
peps.
he?
How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're always good. It's been a great week.
It's been a great week.
Lots has happened. I went and met my in-laws for the first time in Queenstown.
Yes.
And a myriad of other things
I
happened.
think that needs an episode by itself.
Yeah, but do you know what we have done, which
What?
is really exciting, and we were teasing this a little bit on socials, is that you and I applied for what was called Triple M's Pilot Week. So Triple M has gone to market, or went to market a couple of weeks ago, looking for new talent to potentially put on shows over the summer period. I think there was over 160 applicants who wanted to put their show forward to Triple M to be able to get shortlisted, then come in and work on a potential show.
Yeah.
Drum roll. We were selected. A little old, no Utes in the Valet was selected for Triple M's Pilot Week. And so we have just come out of the Triple M studio in where we got to record our episode.
Which will be good listening. The thing I want to bring up with you, though, is that normally I sit in the chair that you're sitting in.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting in your chair today.
Yeah.
Are you so vain that we've had to switch sides?
So vain.
Good movie, though.
I bet.
How good's Kate
Oh,
Hudson?
mate, it's so... How good's Matthew
she's
McConaughey?
she's bringing out a movie with Hugh Jackman.
Fantastic. I love Hugh Jackman. Love Kate Hudson. I love Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
But it's not about them today.
It's about your vanity.
Well, not only is it about my vanity, it is about our incredible pilot episode. So the team at Triple M has been super generous because the pilot episode actually was never going to go to air, but we had a heap of fun doing it. And so for a little bit of a switch up this week, we are giving you guys the exclusive on what could potentially be Izzy and EJ in the morning with Triple M.
That's concerning.
No Utes on air.
Hold on, we're recording the lights on. You think you'd know that? But
Hey, Luke Darcy, well,
We're
it
not-
was Triple M breakfast for 10 years.
well, we're Triple M breakfast now, mate. So like we are here.
Well, legends, welcome to Pilot Week. This is EJ and Izzy. So, EJ, why EJ?
My
no,
middle name-
mate, no one cares anyway.
Oh.
They've handed us the mics.
This bloke, God, he loves the sound of his own voice, doesn't he?
They've crossed their fingers and they hope we're not cancelled by lunch because
We're-
I'm
we're-
actually a little bit concerned with you having a microphone in front of a national audience.
Well, look, the national audience on Channel 7 loves my fashion commentary, but we're not just
I've
talking
missed that.
fashion
I've missed
today.
that. I don't pick that up too often. Are you on Channel 7, are you?
Look, I am there talking about fashion, but this show is not just incorporating fashion. It's
Well,
talking
there's
everything from fashion, lifestyle, sport, and the beauty of EJ and Izzy is the fact that we come together and talk about topics that are very mundane from very different sides of the fence, showing that friendship can be found in the most unlikely of places.
Yeah, well, we are going to talk about a fashion pandemic today because something has crawled up your back and is making you a little bit uncomfortable at the moment in Melbourne. But what I really want to dig in and get my claws into is meeting the in-laws. You went to Queenstown on the weekend.
I did. I went to Queenstown on the weekend, but not only did I meet my in-laws, Kim Kardashian's got our tongues wagging, releasing a very questionable pair of panties.
I'm not sure
that
Kim's ever had my tongues wagging, to be honest.
That we need
I've
to
only
discuss.
got one tongue as well.
And of course, Izzy, a little bit of life after sport, mate. I know you're second year out, and Jesus Christ, you're looking at.
And we've got another Aussie that's taken over America. I reckon, as a country, gee, we bat well above our average.
We do.
I reckon Nelly in everything. So we've got a guy in the F1s who is a chance to win the world championship as we speak, which is crazy when you think about all the money that gets poured into F1s. We've got guys in business all over the world. Who do you reckon's got a better body with their shirt off, Robert Irwin or Bailey Smith?
well, all of that and more coming up after the break.
No Utes on air.
Welcome back to EJ and Izzy on, I reckon we'll go Triple M breakfast, or do you want to go lunch or dinner, or where do you want to be?
Mate, we'll take wherever they put us. But I tell you what, we know one thing for a fact is there is no comfortable experience meeting the in-laws is. And I had the great privilege this weekend just past of heading over to Queenstown to meet my in-laws. My partner is Kiwi.
Yeah.
So that's a nice point of cultural difference. My international man of mystery.
Please, it's another state of Australia.
Well, do you know what? They put banana in their
It's
scroggin.
closer than Perth,
They
mate.
put banana in their scroggin, you guys. Watch out.
In their what?
In their scroggin.
I thought you said they
Darl,
put
in their
banana in your
nut mix.
scrotum.
There's already
You put your banana in your scrotum with your nut mix. Can
Now,
you see how I was confused
Don't
there?
worry about any of that. I want to get back to the uncomfortable experience of meeting the in-laws, in which I had
Mate,
on
it
the
was an
weekend.
uncomfortable experience discussing that with you.
But let me tell you, it was a massive success. I was initially apprehensive about going over and meeting his family, but
Mate,
I
you're like
think
a
I
little
passed with
schoolgirl
flying
last
colours.
week.
Well, his family is all about outdoor activities. Mitch's family loves outdoor activities. We did the shoot over boat or whatever the
Oh, yeah, I've
hell
done that in
that thing's
Queenstown.
called. Shoot over, fly over, whatever. The red
No,
boat.
it's shoot over. You're on
Shoot
a boat,
over.
so you're not flying.
We went 4x4ing and all this kind of stuff. Anyway, I had a massive Elliot Garno embarrass yourself moment. I rocked up in head-to-toe runway Saleron, of which I just bought a $2,500 pair of loafers.
Elliot, just stop. We're on Triple M, mate.
Yeah, I'm educating the
No
audience.
one knows what runway, Elliot, what Saron, whatever
I was
that
wearing a very expensive pair of shoes that was going to get very, very wet.
Yeah.
And so the first
You're
20
gonna have to
minutes
tone
of
that
meeting
down.
my potential new father-in-law, I had to ask him if I could borrow his shoes.
Now, can I ask,
And I wore them.
is your father-in-law a man's man or?
My father-in-law is a man's man. His name's Marty. He's a great bloke. I actually had the best time getting to know him. In fact, of the weekend, he was probably my highlight. He's so funny. He had the best sense of humor, and the family made me feel really, really welcome. But for me to be able to go up to him in 10 minutes and be like, mate, can I borrow your shoes? Look, it was a big question, but I think I passed with flying colours. But who can tell us whether I passed with flying colours?
I was going to say, we've heard your version of events. Now, we're going to call your partner up. We're going to get him on the line, and we're going to pull him apart. So listen up after the break. You'll hear Mitch.
Love you, Mitch.
No Utes on air.
We're back with Izzy and EJ here at Triple M Breakfast, and we've got none other than my beautiful partner, Mitch, on the line. Izzy, interrogate away, mate. I passed with flying colours.
Well, just before the break, Mitch, you wouldn't have heard this, but we were just talking to Elliot around how he went over in Queenstown on the weekend. Was it successful? What were the scary moments with the in-laws? And he
Why is he laughing already?
He seems to think that he passed with flying colours. Can you tell us the real version of events?
What, you mean delusion?
Oh, babe, I left $100 on the nightstand. Don't get any ideas. To make sure that you gave me passing with flying colours on national radio. What's going on here?
Elliot, we just got to keep you on your toes.
Fair.
You know, there's nothing better trying to see a salesman sell. You can't have it that easy.
Well, talking about keeping him on his toes, you're an outdoor family, and I think you had a fair idea. You grew up in New Zealand where everything is outdoors. You think Lord of the Rings, just beautiful country, but he's rocked up in 2.5K shoes.
the eel skin limited edition St. Laurent shoes for doing the shot over jet.
Well, look,
And
in my
the,
defence, I didn't actually know we were going to do the shot over jet. Mitch did say, look, expect a lot of activities, but I didn't realise that off the plane into an activity was the gunman family values. But look, at least your dad gave me his shoes, right, babe?
Yeah, and probably foot fungus with it.
You know what I find? Like, you're meeting the in-laws and everything's going pretty well. The two most uncomfortable things about meeting the in-laws, and I'm not sure if you stayed there at the house, but the two most uncomfortable things I found, Mitch, with meeting the in-laws was, one, you sit down for dinner and you're all around a table and you're getting interrogated by everyone at the dinner table. The other one is when you're getting ready for bed is also a very uncomfortable situation.
Why? Because you're trying to try and throw a leg and your parents-in-law
Well,
are in the
maybe,
next room.
maybe.
Just making sure you got the right family member.
Yeah. Hey, you want to hear a funny story, Mitch?
Oh,
we're
my
going to go
God.
a little bit rogue here, but so my mum tells a brilliant story around that, and they all went out on the juice one night, and one of their best friends, they came home, and they were all staying at the best friend's house, and they all came home. The new partner came home, jumped into bed with the mum and the father, but jumped on the
God.
mum's side.
Oh, my God.
Didn't realise he was in the wrong room and started to try and get a
No,
bit funky
that's-
with the mum.
Oh.
And this is no
bullshit.
word of a lie.
That
This
is
is not. No,
bullshit.
it is not made up. It is one of the famous stories in our family.
Anyway, we didn't call Mitch for story
No.
time. Babe,
So did
we-
did anything like that happen on your trip?
so, I want to know, on the record, did I pass with flying colours, babe? Come on, be honest.
You passed.
Yes, I knew it.
There was the limited edition kind of thumbs up in the family chat afterwards, but you are marked down for lack of participation in activities.
Oh, Christ.
So-
Well, we've always got next time.
So there's a
So,
chance.
well, look,
Well, you
you,
go,
you,
Mitch.
you've made a first impression, but there's always a second.
Ooh.
I like a challenge. I like a challenge. Well, babe, thank you. Send my love to
Thanks,
the family
Mitch.
over in
Thanks, Mitch,
Queenstown.
Darren. I actually
Have fun,
reckon this
guys.
is a good open line topic. I reckon we throw it out after the break. Best and worst in-laws stories, and did you pass with flying colours?
More of that. Back with EJ and Izzy at breakfast.
No Utes on air.
We're back with Izzy and EJ on Triple M Breakfast. Is something very cool has
Well,
happened.
this morning, I'm a big NFL fan, and it's Thanksgiving over in America. It's one of the great days of sport. I just absolutely love it. And America, I believe, do sport and entertainment better than any other country in the world. So Green Bay Packers and Detroit Lions, who are in the NFC North, a great division, great rivalries. They were playing today, and Eminem is a massive Detroit fan, and they got him on with Jack White of the White Stripes before the game. And I just don't think there's anywhere in the world that do sport and entertainment better. So later this weekend, we've got Post Malone playing Ravens and Bengals. And then last year, Netflix, they had Beyonce on Christmas Day. But I think in Australia, we can take a leaf out of the book. And America are so lucky. They have so many great artists over there, so many big bands. They've got a population of 350 million. But I still think we can do entertainment better in Australia.
Look, I really enjoyed Snoop Dogg at the AFL Grand Final this year. I thought it was really successful. He got the crowd up and about, and I was watching on TV, so I wasn't actually at the G, but from the spectator's viewpoint on telly, I thought it was a really successful show.
I can tell you it was pretty good live as well.
But what I want to ask you is where I feel like it fell short was the daytime element. It's just seems to, I don't know why I affiliate concerts with nighttime, but do you think there's space for an AFL Grand Final to be taken at, twilight or early evening, where the impact of the halftime show, which the AFL seems to really be investing in now, will be even better?
Well, I think twilight's just the logical choice, to be honest. So you look at the rugby league and their numbers were massive this year, and it worked out well because you had Melbourne and you had Brisbane playing in the grand final. So effectively you encompass all rugby league fans if Melbourne Storm are playing Brisbane Broncos. So you get all of Queensland, you get all of Victoria that's interested in sport.
Yeah.
And then you get New South Wales because New South Wales is traditionally a rugby league country. So their numbers were really good this year, but their numbers are always really good because it's a night grand final. I don't think a night grand final works because you exclude so many kids out of the conversation and so many kids out of watching. So I think twilight is the perfect time. And if you can nail it, that it's a little bit dark, you don't want it pitch black for a grand final entertainment. I reckon if you can have it as the sun's going down, it's absolutely perfect. And I reckon if you could have like a 4:30, 5 o'clock start and you get a top tier artist, like we had Snoop Dogg. I was there the year before with Katy Perry, and I thought she absolutely hit it out of the park. Then that's when you start to get in the realm of these American sports, which makes it pretty special, and it makes it more than just a game of sport. And I think that's where the AFL falls short and where they could pick it up and genuinely turn this into Australia's greatest event.
Well, mate, might be time to get Andrew Dillon on the line.
No Utes on air.
We're back with Izzy and EJ in the morning, and not only are we talking about fashion for the lads, but something very interesting has come across your social media feed this week.
I was scrolling my phone like the majority of us Aussies do, and something caught my eye. I'm not sure if I threw up in my mouth or I'm not sure what happened, but Kimi Kardashian, and I'm not a huge fan of Kim Kardashian. Well, I don't really, as in I know who she is, but I've never watched any of their stuff. My wife's a big fan, but she's brought out pube undies.
Now, that's commonly referred to as a merkin in most circles.
Just hang on. That's our Rosie in the background that you can hear.
She shook. She shook to the core. Like the majority of viewers who actually saw this come across.
Fill me in because you will be on top of this, I'm guessing. All over it. You probably don't want to be on top of it. You'll be all over it.
Okay, so essentially what happened was Kim Kardashian has a shapewear / now ready-to-wear brand called Skims. And
now a billion-dollar company, isn't it?
Correct. Multi-billion-dollar company, actually. But what they have done is they have released a pubic hair thong, a synthetic pube in 12 different colors. And the campaign was called Does the Carpet Match the Drapes, in a 70s game show style
I actually feel
campaign.
A little bit queasy right now.
Now,
talk me through it because women spend so much on making sure there is nothing down there these days.
Mate, if you own a laser clinic company, see you later. You are on the outer. But do you know what's wild about this is every single unit manufactured sold out in 24 hours.
As a gimmick?
Well, this is where the conversation gets a little bit more interesting. What Skims has done so well and why they've found this $2 billion valuation is that they have become the masters of marketing. And in fashion, in an industry so saturated, to be able to create a conversation that actually makes lasting impact is really difficult. So this product, whilst it might not necessarily be everybody's cup of tea, has got you, who doesn't even give a single interest about women's underwear. Well, maybe you do. Hold on, we'll get onto that a little bit later.
Well, lucky you said underwear there.
Yeah. But what it's done is it creates conversation around marketing. And if you're not necessarily interested in a synthetic pube pair of undies. I mean, to be honest, well, they sold out in 24 hours, so there's obviously people that are. But it gets you actually onto the website. And then when you land on that website, then all of a sudden you are in this ecosystem where you're like, oh, I might need a new pair of jocks. I might buy a Christmas gift, whatever it might be, you're there. So what this campaign has done is created conversation. And in fashion, that's the most important part of any sale.
Well, that actually makes me feel a little bit better, to be honest, knowing that it's a beautiful marketing campaign. It drives you to their website and then you buy some sexy underwear. Is that what we're thinking? Or
Well, I think it's about provoking a reaction, sparking a controversy.
it certainly provoked reaction.
And sparking controversy. At the end of this day, this family has built an entire empire on
pretty
controversy.
amazing, isn't
Okay,
it?
we're not sitting around waiting for the Kardashians to drop their latest
When-
matcha recipe. We want them to.
When's your sex
we
tape
want
drop?
we want their. We've already had Mitch on, all right. We don't need him on twice in one episode. But you know, we're not waiting for them to drop their latest way on how to make
No,
matcha. We're waiting
them
for
to
the
drop
next.
their pants.
And Kim, thank you for the pube wigs. We can't wait to see what you drop next.
Oh, we'll catch you up after the break.
No Utes on air.
Okay, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but there's a pandemic in this country.
COVID.
No, this one doesn't involve a lockdown. It involves terribly dressed,
Better not
straight
involve a lockdown.
male men around the streets of Melbourne, and I'm sure Sydney, Perth, Brisbane, Adelaide, and Darwin also. I am so sick of seeing spray-on chinos and RM Williams boots and straight blokes
Sorry?
thinking that this
That
is...
is my daily uniform.
Well, exactly. I'm staring directly at you, and you're in my firing line.
What is wrong with Aaron Williams' boots?
I want to tell the boys listening how to fake being well-dressed when you're absolutely not.
I know you're a fashion stylist, but the thing is, what I wear, I'm not trying to appeal to you.
No, I'm not necessarily saying that you're trying to appeal to me. I think that getting dressed is not just necessarily about appealing to somebody specific.
Isn't it?
The way
Not
in
my
which
wife?
you get dressed, well, you've already got her. The
What,
way,
what, I'm trying to get another one.
the
am I?
way in which you, I hope not. And if she's listening, Candace, you could dump him.
Dump him. You don't dump your wife or your husband. You divorce them.
Now, the purpose of this is I want to leave
We're not 15.
I want to leave some listeners with some advice here because a lot of straight guys actually do, excluding yourself, ask for ways in which they can put their best foot forward. And a lot of it comes down to not necessarily going out and buying a whole new wardrobe and trying to invest in all these new things. It simply comes down to the way in which your clothes fit you. So the reason I feel like there's this pandemic of skinny leg chinos and RM Williams boots is because I see it absolutely everywhere. But the reason it's quite
Because it is fashion
unflattering,
first, fashion forward.
because the reason it's quite unflattering is it's too streamlined. You need to play with things like proportion and shape and size, right? So all I want to say to the boys, if you're listening and you want one piece of advice, is that the skinny leg is out and it's all about the straight leg. If you look like your boots have been sprayed on and your pants have been sprayed on and there's no disconnect and it's all one thing, you just look like, what are those things that you love cooking on the barbie? Butcher's sausages. You look like butcher's
There is nothing
sausages.
better than a butchered sausage.
Yeah, a butchered sausage. Well, mate, you don't want to dress like one, all right? So, boys, straight legs, over your boots, keep it casual, and you'll honestly make much more of a fashionable step forward.
And if you want to have a look at that fashion advice, jump on EJ and Izzy. You'll be able to see it on our Insta, and Elliot will take you through how to dress for certain events.
And Izzy likes to do a little fit check as well. So if you're looking for somebody who doesn't know what he's doing, but is just doing you the most, it's Isaac Smith.
No Utes on air.
Welcome back to EJ and Izzy. It's actually been a bloody terrific show, to be honest.
Been a great morning, mate.
It has. Oh, it's always a good morning when I'm spending it with you.
Well, you didn't rock in until like 1 minute before we had to be on air, but you know what? I think we got there in the end.
But you know what? I find when I over-prepare, I under-deliver. So it's sort of, the complete opposite to what I did when I was playing football, but I've taken the opposite approach now in media.
Now, tomorrow we've got a huge show. Bikinis are getting skimpier, Izzy. You'll definitely want to tune in to listen to that one. Sporting stars are getting a little bit more exhausted, and the supplements that they are saying to take, are they affecting their health long term? But we'll jump into all of this and more tomorrow on EJ and Izzy Triple M Breakfast.
No Utes on air.
There it is, Elliot, our pilot episode.
Oh, look, who knows what Triple M does with
Well,
it?
I reckon listeners, tell us what you think. Jump on our socials, punch
Yeah,
it in.
good point, actually.
Maybe DM Triple M.
DM Triple M
Yeah.
until you explode.
I can just hound them.
Crash their social
Well,
media.
I've
Crash
already-
their TikTok. Crash their Instagram.
Well, I've
crash
already-
their Facebook page.
I've already blown up Triple M Instagram once this year. 50 million views, if I don't say myself.
Mate, the bloke loves the sound of his own voice. Let me give you the hot tip. But look, if you loved our pilot episode, please reach out to Triple M in any way possible. Email, phone call, DM. We would absolutely love to be a part of the show and the network over the summer. But What a fun time that we had discussing all of those topics. And to my in-laws, I do apologise. I hope you enjoyed my company, and we'll see you very soon.
Well, and I just want to say one thing. I want to thank Rosie. Rosie's our producer on No Utes and the Valet, but also
great point.
Produced our pilot show as well. And we've got another little girl we love as well, Eva.
Yes, we love Eva. We love Rosie. And to be honest, we wouldn't have even been able to get this far with No Utes and the Valet and to be able to even audition for Triple M's Pilot Week if it wasn't for the incredible team around us. So for everybody who works on this show, exactly, our beautiful editor Tia. So thank you so much to everybody that's made this show as successful as it has been in such a short period of time. We are absolutely indebted to you guys and we love you very much. So
Are you saying it's a success?
Well,
couldn't even say that. Success.
Do you know what? If Triple M thinks it is, it certainly is.